Hello guys, welcome to the new video. In this video I want to talk about the Microsoft Office Word application on the Chromebooks and the Android devices in general. This was also my concern, and I could see also from the comments people ask how this Microsoft Office work, can I use it for office works? So I decided to make this video. I could talk generally about the Office and don't go too much into the detail, but I wanted to talk about the details because it was also important for me to make my decision. And one of these important points that I have here is it free to use the Android app on Chromebooks and Android tablets? I will talk about that in this video. The other point is what are the differences between Android and the web apps, like what kind of features are missing. And the most important part for me was if I use the Microsoft Office Word on Windows or in the Android or in the web apps, how is this a compatibility between them? So if I receive a document that somebody made in the Windows application on the Word, can I open it in this web app or in the Android app? Can I see everything inside of this document? This was always my concern, and I'm sure it's also a concern for you guys if you're watching this video. And because this will make the videos too long, so I make two parts, and in the next part of the video, in the next video, I will talk about how good is the Google Docs as an alternative for the Word, Microsoft Word. Because you can also create like Word documents using the Google Docs that I will talk in the next video. And how is this compatibility between this Google Docs and Microsoft Word? Based on my experience, it improved a lot actually. And what about other alternatives like these LaTeX compilers, if you're familiar with that? And one of the most used one, actually I use it a lot, is Overleaf. So you can use Overleaf as an online platform for the LaTeX documents. So in this video, I will just talk about the Word, Office Word, and hopefully in future I will talk about also the PowerPoint and the Excel and how it works between Android apps and the web apps, and how is the compatibility between the Windows apps and the Android and the web apps. So hope you guys will enjoy it, and don't forget also to subscribe and stay tuned. So shortly, let me talk about the setup I have here. I have the 25-inch monitor here, and it is connected to the Lenovo Chromebook Duet using the USB-C port. And I have the HD resolution in 60 Hz right now here. So if you're wondering what kind of setup I have here. So let's start from the first question. Is it free to use the Microsoft Office? It's not important if it's Word or PowerPoint on the Android tablets or Chromebooks. The answer is unfortunately not. You cannot use that. You cannot edit documents. I will showcase it right now. I have this account here. In this account, I don't have the paid version. So now I will try to open a new document, and it will show me that activate your Microsoft 365 subscription. So clearly you're not able to open a document and edit it. But if somebody sends you a document and you want to open it, you can do that. Let me show that. This is like a Microsoft Office document. I will now open it with the Android application that I have here with the Word. You see that it can open it, but it's still in the top. You can see that to edit and save, a Microsoft 365 subscription is required. So if I dismiss it, I cannot do anything here. I cannot edit it, nothing works here. So you can only read it. So that you have to know. So you're not able to edit, and you're not able to create a new file. You can just read when you don't have a paid subscription. So now I'm back again to my paid account. That's why I can able to open this web application here. So in order to answer this, I can write it's not free. You're not able to use that in your Chromebooks or Android tablets. but you're able to edit. You have some core editing features on Android phones. And the reason for that is clearly written on Microsoft's website. It's here written, core editing is available for free on Android devices with a screen size of 10.1 inches or less. It's the same for the Microsoft devices also for the iPads in general. There's a criteria of 10.1 inch from Microsoft. Unfortunately, the Lenovo Chromebook Duet also is 10.1 inch, but it still doesn't work, so you cannot do this core editing. So you should also consider that. But in Android phones, you're usually around 6 to 7 inch. That's why you can able to have this core editing feature. It's I think Microsoft trying to make money, I will say. Now, if you want to, I think Microsoft didn't have this 10.1 inch in the past as a criteria, because I know that people could use this core editing features on the Chromebooks in the past. So I don't know if you can go and download old APKs from the office, if you can find them. And you can sideload them. There's a method to do that using the Linux. You can sideload them on your Chromebooks, these APKs. I will link these two websites here on the description, so you can go and check it. So maybe you can go and find old version of APKs where they don't have this 10.1 inch limit criteria. Then maybe you're able to install this application and maybe you can run this for free. So you have to go and try. But in my idea, I will write that it's not free because it's a hassle to do that, and most people will not, they don't know how to do that actually. As you guys saw, that with this Microsoft Office, it's not free on the Android tablets or any Chromebooks which has larger than 10.1 inch screen. You cannot create or edit documents, only you can read. And that's, yeah, for most cases, maybe it's enough, but most probably for many of us here, especially if you're watching this video, only read option is not enough. So you need to get the paid version. But now I will talk about the differences between the Android and web apps and which features are missing. First, of course, I cannot talk about each single feature here. First, I found the link in the Microsoft official website here. And I will also put it also in the description, so you guys can go and check it out also for yourself. This is for Windows, like for Mac, and for Android, and for iOS. It's written some of the features which are supported in some of them which are not. This is also not comprehensive. This is also written here, so don't expect to find all the features here. But based on what I checked here, Windows and Mac has all of the functions mostly, and then web, there are some functions which is missing, and the Android and iOS has much less functions, especially when it comes to editing. But finally, there are some features that you have in Android and you don't have in the web version, which is a little bit annoying, but I hope that Microsoft will fix it. They are working hard on their web experience, web apps, so hopefully they will bring these web apps to the web version of this Office 365. But I will link this so you guys can check it out. Let's go back to the Word document. I have in the left side here the web app, and the right side I have the Android app. First thing first, you can see in the home here how many differences you have in the editing option. In the web app, it looks similar to what you get in the Windows app. For me, the most differences comes when we go to the insert part here. The thing that I use, one of the things that I use is to add equations. I need that for my work. And in the web apps, you don't have option to add equation. You can have add-ins here. You can find some like add-ins to add some mathematical equations. I tried these two here. In both of them, you can obviously write the mathematical equations. But the problem is when you want to open this document with the other with the Windows application, then you don't see the mathematical equations. So I can try that also. I can showcase it also. So here I will now try to write a equation here. There are two ways. I have here this task pane for this equation application. So you just need to draw here, which is also not easy to do. If you have a simple equation, yeah, you can do that. But if it's like a long equation with integrals or like sigma or so many other variants, then you will have problem to write it here. You just need to press this and it will then be loaded on your document. But the problem is that when you open this equation in another Windows Office, you will not see this equation. So this is for me is useless because I cannot see that in the other Office applications. So there's a compatibility issue here. Another way to do that is using this FMAS. Here you have also Pro version and student version. I use this student version here. You can input again the equation here. I will just input this one, insert the equation to document. The problem is here that clearly the equations look better. You can have more option to edit them, but the problem is this is a picture. So if you want to open it in another document and you want to edit it later, you cannot do that. So you have to write the whole equation again. So for me, it's no-go. So I cannot use that. So there's a problem in the web application. In the Android application, you can insert equations. If you come here, equation, you can insert equation. Here, if you're familiar with LaTeX, you can write similarly the equations here. Now I will try to write equation here, and you guys can clearly see that. It's equal to 1, let's divide it by 2. You guys can clearly see that you can write equations in the Android application of the Word, but there's a problem in the web application. But you can add tables, pictures, and you have also header and also page numbers here. And in the Android option, you have also the same. The problem that I see here, shapes is missing. You have it in the Android application. You don't have it in the web application. That's also one part which is missing. And the pictures in the Android one, you can drag and drop them. That works easily. But the problem is that you cannot edit them. I don't know if something related to Lenovo Chromebook Duet. You cannot resize them here, or I cannot move them. I cannot do anything here unless I open the tablet and use the touch gestures to move them around and resize them. And the problem is that I cannot center this picture, which is also important for me because these options are not working here. Funnily, I don't know why. But now I want to upload the picture in the web application. You just need to go to the pictures and this device, then you can choose the file that you want. I will choose this here, and you guys can clearly see you can move it here, you can resize it using your mouse, and also you can center it here, which is also really important for me. So for me, I cannot work with the Android version just to open the tablet, resize them, and not resize them. And that you just need to use touch gestures in the Android version, which for me, it doesn't work. So that's inside, and also the shapes are missing here. And that's the same problem with the Android version with the shapes. The problem is that you can clearly add them, but again, I cannot move them around unless I use the touch gestures. As I said, I don't know if it's related to this Lenovo Duet, which is a tablet, this problem, or not. Maybe if you have another Chromebook which you don't have a touch gestures, maybe this will work, but I don't think so. I think you will still have this problem. So the web application in this case works good, but you don't have the option here to put shapes here. But I think Microsoft is working on that, so if you're lucky, we will get that in near future. But maybe you can find it also from add-ins, some options to do that. You have to check it out. So we have the layout option. That's also possible to change the layout, margins here. That's not a big issue. Then you have the references. You have the table of contents here. You can do the same also, I think, in the... Oh, you don't have it. Yeah, look, in the Android application, the table of contents also missing. This part with the references is completely missing. And also, you have a draw option in the Android application here, which you can draw something, but in the web application, that is also missing. But I think maybe there is a way to do that. Maybe that will be possible, but for me in general, like drawing on the Word document doesn't make that much sense. I use it, if I want to draw, I use the OneNote, for example. In the Word I want to type, it's mainly for typing. And so I will skip this drawing part. It's not important for me actually. You have also the option to review and the track changes. You can do that also in Android version, and you can do that also in the web version. But you have again more options here compared to the Android. So if I want to sum up this part here with differences, I would say the web version has more settings, but still there are some main features that are missing. For example, charts. Maybe from add-ins you can do that also. From equations, I showcased that it doesn't work properly. There's a compatibility issue here. If you open it with the other Office, especially I tried it on the Windows Office, it didn't show up the equation, or it shows it as an image, which doesn't make sense for me, especially if you want to edit it later. The shapes is missing on the web version, and on the Android side, you have less settings, and in general, if you want to add figures and the shapes, in order to remove them here, especially in the Lenovo Chromebook Duet here, I cannot move them or resize them or center them. I just need to open the tablet and use the touch gestures. Then I can do that. It doesn't work with the mouse. So there are some points that you have to consider. For the last part of the video, I thought, how can I check the compatibility between the Windows app and the web app and the Android app? I created a small document here on the Windows. We are in the Windows platform here. And as you guys see, we have a header here, we have a small logo here, we have a title here. Maybe I can change the size of this also, a little bit, make it larger if it will work. It also detects the image, but let's see. It will work, the image will not be changed again. Now we could see that we have a table of contents here. I made a small, like with the bullet point, like with the numbers here, to see how it would look like if we change to the Android and the web version. I had some two figures, I put them here to see how it will look like again. I made a small table to see also how it will look like on the web version. I put some shapes to see if the coloring will change. I also let the box here, like outline here, also to be red to see how it will look like. I have also footer here, also with the page number here. I have some equation here I wrote to see how it will look like if we moved to the Android and the web version. And I also made a small chart here to see how this chart will look in the web version and also Android version. So now we can try that out. So now I'm back to the Chrome OS. I have the web application of the Office open here. And now I open the document that I prepared on the Windows. You guys can see also I showcased it also on the Windows, how it looks like. Now you can see that I am in the reading mode and how the document looks like. The headers looks good. The table of contents looks good. The bullet points are also okay. The figures also, they are exactly where they should be. The table also looks good here. The shapes also surprisingly looks good, although the web application doesn't have this shape functionality, but it shows them correctly. The equations also looks good here, and also the chart looks good, although you cannot again input a chart here. Now I will get out of this viewing mode. I will go to edit mode to see what we can do with this document. So now I am in the editing mode. You can see that in the table of content I can update it. You can do that. The headers and footers are here. If you click on that, you will see the headers and footers. It should open another window. Yeah, here. I can maybe move that. You guys can see that. That also works. That's not a problem. The table also works. You can add something in the table. That should also work. The table also recognized as table. So when I click here, that's also important. It's not a figure. So if you go to table design, up there, you can change the table layout. Shapes, in the editing part, they don't look as it was on the viewing part. That I could also expect that something should not work, because here in the web version, you cannot insert directly shapes here. So I was surprised that in viewing it worked, but you guys can see that in editing, they are moved around, but you can still resize them and move them around. But I don't know how it will look like if you do that and go to the viewing mode. So there's still a problem here. Equations are shown as a picture, I will say. I cannot edit them. I cannot open them. Yeah, you don't have also options to edit them. Let's see how about the charts, and the charts similarly. So the functions that were not supported, these shapes, equation, and the charts on the web version, they cause a problem. And there's a compatibility issue here. So you should be aware of that. The Android application here. Same document that I prepared on Windows. Now I have it open in the Word in the Android application. On the Chrome OS, you guys can see that table of contents were not supported here in the Android version. So you cannot update this table of contents. The bullet points looks good. The figures also, they are exactly where they should be. Tables is recognized as tables. So if you go to the table, you can also change the format and the style of this table. You can do that. But it's still here, you are limited and the options you have in general. But at least it's recognized as table. That's important. Shapes, you have option to edit shapes on the Android version. I showcase also. Again, it's recognized as shapes. So you can go to shape and edit them. It's really important. And that's why it's shown perfectly here. You don't have the same issue on the web version. Equations, for me, is interesting to see if it will recognize as equation or not. 1 second, I can write something here to be sure. I didn't check it also. Let's try to write something here. Yeah, that works. That's really good. 1 second. I can do that. Yeah, that works good. So equations again supported in the Android application. And charts. Charts were not supported in any of them, not in the Android version, not in the web application, so it doesn't work here. So you cannot open and edit these charts the way you could do on the Windows application. Again, the footer works here, also the header works good. Surprisingly, the Android app also works good, in my idea. The main, as you can see, the shape and equations works better. The chart doesn't work here, but table of content is not supported here in general, but in the Android version also you have less features. It is weird that in the web application you can do some stuff, and also in the Android version you can do some other stuff. So I don't know why Windows, like Microsoft, is doing that. One more thing that I want to show also, that in the Windows environment that we are, in this Windows application, which is in the also latest software from the Microsoft Word, if you want all the features, you have to go with the Microsoft Office on the Windows. Here you have all the features. As you can see in the upper part, all different features that exist. And this is completely different level in compared to the web application and also in the Android application here. I will just click on different, like in the top bars there, to see the different settings here. the review part, also the track changes, and also you have also so many other options here. I'm not also familiar with all of the features here. I just use it for my own purpose here. One of the main reasons that I still use the Windows is actually the Office Word here, because of all the features that you have here. And also I prefer it over the Mac version. And that is because of the equations, because I use them a lot. And in the equations, if you use LaTeX, you have this LaTeX format here, which is, for me, is important because I move between Word and LaTeX formats. And you can convert them from the professional looking to this linear one. So if I come and try to write the equation here, you guys can also see what I'm talking about. Now I can convert this to a professional one. You guys can see the differences, yeah. And again, you can convert this to the LaTeX format, to this linear one. And you can move between LaTeX and Word and copy paste there. So this is also really important for me, which this feature exists in the Windows, not also in the Mac. I remember, I'm not sure now, but 1 year ago, you didn't have this option. So now I'm back again to the Chrome OS and to our bullet points here. So for the compatibility part, I can write that if the feature is supported, then the compatibility is not an issue. I showcase also in the web version, we don't have charts, equation, and shapes, so there was a problem to edit them. It was shown correctly, but editing was not option. It was not working properly. And in Android version, the table of contents and the charts were missing, so there you could not also edit them. So that's also another issue in the Android version. It will be nice that web version gets better, which will get with the time. So we will get more features, then the dependency of the using the Word document and the Windows will get less and less. In the next video, I will talk about, as I said, in the Google Docs, how you can use it. So, and also the LaTeX part, if it will be an option for you guys. And after that, we can move on with PowerPoint and Excel. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned.